I'm only joking. Skibidi, Merry Christmas, everyone. Bye.
You little victim. Off. Welcome back. This is a... What are we? Just it's in that really weird period between Christmas and New Year's-ish that we're in right now. So welcome back to the Peppercorn Boys, where the group chat became the podcast. As you can see, with the Peppercorns are down to 2.
We go from 5 down to 3 down to 2. This is what happens.
Oh, this is, yeah.
But it is the holiday. It's the holidays. Do you know what I mean? It's like Bruno said, it's that weird bit between Christmas and New Year. It almost feels like Christmas Eve. It's a weird one. It just feels weird. But for me, I don't know. This is the point of reflection. So that's kind of like the key word I wanted to use on the pod today is a little reflection on the year that's been.
Have I just stepped into like a therapy session for crying out loud?
Yes.
What's going on?
Anyway, everyone else come in. Ironically, I have Lewis and Sam with me. They're in Wales. Come here, please.
Intervention number 3.
Yeah. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pick apart Bruno's year. Nothing to do with mine. No, we're not. I just think it's a nice period because it's like the calm before the storm, because I think we all kind of naturally make resolutions, which are absolutely fine. I think if you're going to change your life, do it any day. Don't worry about January 1st. But if that helps you, because that clean slate, do it. But once it starts, it's kind of quite alarming, isn't it? It's like when you do, when you say diet starts Monday and then it gets to Monday and you're like, well, I don't really like this. This is rotten. I think this period's really nice because no resolutions have started. There's not much going on. There's not much stress. You can kind of look back at what you've done.
Times, yeah.
Exactly. And then think about next year. You can start putting all that heavy artillery into next year where you're like, I am going to do this, and this. But then you don't have to worry about it for like 3-4 days. You can just open up a tin, watch some football, and relax with the fam. Or in Bruno's case, just on his own. But I mean, each to their own.
With my thoughts,
Which is a really safe place to be, I've heard. Especially around holidays.
You sip on that Sprite, mate, from your family throne, mate, all right?
Yeah, I've got a full house here. It's unbelievable. I say Sprite is a daytime drink. Just, I don't know why. Does that make any sense to you at all?
Day koozies? In a way, yes, but I feel like I think actually, to be fair, I'm more seasonal drink, so I'd have a Sprite in the summer because it's more refreshing on the old palate. But yeah,
you're not sure. Yeah, no, I agree with you on Christmas. Sorry, in the summer, but I don't know what it is because we usually record these at like 7, 8 kind of area. And it's in full transparency, Bryn. Is that one of the Russian monsters, by the way?
It is one of the Russian monsters,
God, how's that tasting? It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon and it feels like a Sprite. Diet Coke was wrong.
Yeah, Diet Coke, very wrong. Monster is good for the heart, you know?
Oh, I like that. You're trying to act Welsh because I'm in Wales for Christmas. That's brilliant.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't know. And also, I've had a Monster this morning. I've had a couple coffees. I'm in that weird patch between...
You're in that weird patch. You're living life, mate. You're living life.
I'm out of control. Really.
What's that when you put your hands up? You remind me of something. It's from my best... No, it's from my best friend's girl.
Oh, yeah.
That was a Tuesday.
Oh man, and he ended up someone.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh,
he's like Luigi.
I don't. No, I'm. That's fine. That film is fantastic. I don't care.
What, the film in which the person got shot?
No,
I know you didn't mean that. My best friend's girl. I don't. By the way, I think he like. I don't know. This is just bro science. The stuff I've seen, because I've seen a court cam program we watch is called Court Cam, where they show it over in the court or in like interrogation rooms, and I've seen the one where they interrogate him after that. He happened to be on this episode, and he was just devastated. He was like, "What's happened?" Like it wasn't his. It was like there was an issue with someone else, but still, he did do something really bad.
He was so devastated. He went to Alton.
Well, this is it. Sometimes you got to be so low on your luck to go to Alton.
Yeah.
We don't mean Alton Towers. We mean the more family-friendly version.
Yeah.
Just Alton, no towers. Just small housing and a Weatherspoon, probably. Is there a Weatherspoon?
A couple 1-2 Weatherspoons, mate.
I say what, that Alton, has a little bit of a place in my heart just because of the 3 or 4 years I did cleaning there. And the Stag do started there. In a Cafe Nero. You met me after getting your haircut in the Cafe Nero in Alton. This is 2019, October 3rd.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at you with the thing.
And I remember it simply because it was my stag, but you met me and I remember you walking down that side road, which is about halfway uptown.
Yeah.
It's a road like I've never walked down really.
All right. Yeah,
but you walked across it and you could see me and I like waved and you came in and you went, "What are you doing?" Like not like here, but like on my phone. And I said, "Oh, I've got Pokemon Go out." And you went, "God, that's been forever." And I went, "Yeah." And then that started. COVID was a Pokemon Go era.
Was on our fingertips, mate.
And then once I could see people again, I stopped. But some people didn't. But because some people went to Tokyo in their weekends just to find the latest Pokemon. You
have to, yeah. That's where I've heard where all the fun happens.
It is, yeah. Tokyo is where all the fun happens. To be fair,
it did. It got way too much because one of my other friends at work got into it for a bit because he was walking his dog and he wanted something to do whilst doing it. And I was like, "Have you done this? Have you done this?" He was like, "What?" Like I was just.
Yeah, he was like, I just catch a couple of things sometimes.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm a big fan of when I notice people explaining too much to someone who clearly doesn't know. You know, when like someone's like, you know, if you're watching wrestling, someone walks in and they go, they don't say anything, but they kind of go, "Oh, that was not nice," because someone does something. But then you go, "Oh, it's because he did this to his, and this guy did this, and then 10 years ago this happened. That's because of that." But in my head, I was like, "You didn't need to say it because they don't know what that was." Now you got to explain a lot more. And you're that guy with Pokemon Go. It turns out
I'm that guy with Pokemon Go. I didn't go into massive stuff. I was like, I won't go into it because I can. I have my own like I have my own key like of how I used to do things, of what I had to like the IVs for the Battle League. Like it got themes like I just catch Pokemon.
Yeah, but you're like this in Fortnite. Like when me and Alex played, you're like, "Oh, have you seen this?"
Help it.
Yeah, it's good. But it also helps us because we have someone to ask. But the only problem is you get really artsy when
I do.
When you've told us and we're like, "Oh, what's this?" And you're like, "I've already told you." It's like you guys don't even pay attention.
You gotta take it in.
Yeah, Fortnite for me is just I don't know what it is. It's like brain rot. Like just. I'll just play it because it's something to do and it takes my mind off of normal stuff. Whereas Bruno's like, "Have you picked up the XG from going underneath the hidden cave and spoken to the pickle man?" And I was like, "What?
Have you spent a couple hours in the old?
Yeah, Bruno's like, "Have you spent 10K in the locker yet? Because I have." We're like, "Oh no."
Mate, I bought the whole Mariah Carey set. I kind of I only bought the Skibidi toilet stuff.
Skibidi
to pop you.
It's a great set.
It's getting some backlash now.
Really?
One, I didn't know that was a TV show or anything. Because I've seen some backlash stuff and I was like, and now I've like gone a little bit into it. And I only knew it because you kept saying brain rot and like everyone's saying Skibidi toilet.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I bought the Skibidi toilet.
But it looks cool. I like
it
the look
does look
of it.
Cool. It's mad.
Yeah, it's mad. But Skibidi. That's the word of the year, I'd say. Skibidi.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
It's
probably going to get put in the Oxford Dictionary, isn't it?
Oh, the old Oxford Dictionary. Yeah. I haven't read that in a minute as well. I usually have a good read for it every now and then.
A hot minute, yeah.
Hot minute. No,
I like to see what's new.
Yeah, you do. They Matt was even worse with not knowing stuff when he'd play he didn't even have a battle pass. he hadn't put 1 cent into
I wish I could be like that because it generally does give you no advantage whatsoever. No. But I have to, like, if I have a bad game, I got to change my skin. Like, this is.
Well, you're a Man United fan. I mean, they lost 6-3 to Southampton once, so they changed their whole kit, I think. No, I get it. I kind of also get that. Because if you're not going to enjoy it to the max, it's an awful lot of time to put stuff in to not enjoy it to the max. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like playing golf and having like an old rusted one club and you play with just that. And you're like, gone out of your way to play golf. Just buy some clubs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. God, you have no idea how much Josh has tried over the years to get me to get better clubs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Say this, Lewis missed the stream last night because he was playing golf with one Kit Wilson.
Was he?
Yeah. I was like...
a little Orlando mini golf or proper golf?
I think it was proper golf.
Or top golf?
I think it was proper golf because when I was... I think Lewis has been playing golf. Yeah. Because when I was there, I said to Lula, I was like, I'd fancy playing some golf, and we just didn't find the time. And a certain... I'm going to say this in a way because it's funner to not just say the name. A member of A-Town Down Under that is from Australia wanted to play with him that week, so he ended up doing that. Or he didn't do it, I can't remember. Either way, if you're into wrestling, that was probably quite a fun little deity.
Let's get a little golf day on the Stag then, shall we?
Yeah, that's a good idea. I tell you another thing that came up. We wrestled at the Neon at a Christmas show, and there was a lad there who knows the boys named Saxton Huxley. He was from NXT UK. I've met him a couple of times, but very quick, short, hello, goodbye, whatever. We had a good old long conversation, and he's a very good dude, and he's actually going to come to Many Tears and do a volunteer day. But he's got a month in Japan. He works for All Japan, so he's there for New Year's in Tokyo. And he's there for the... Do you know Nakamura is working the All Japan show or Noah show in January? He's there for that. That's his first show.
That's cool. Wow.
So he's doing New Year's there and then that. But he leaves in this little gap here between New Year's and Christmas. But he was telling me about... Because I was saying we go to Orlando to see the boys or whatever. And he was like, do you not go do work out at the dungeon? And I was like, no, I not even thought about it. You probably could because you've got enough connections. And I was like, that's very true. So the dungeon, obviously, you know the new dungeon. Natty and Tyson have a Tampa-based Heart dungeon. So instead of being obviously the Heart one in Calgary, they've got their own one, which is I don't think you pay to go. It's like invite only, or if you ask.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like Brody Lee Jr.'s there, Liv Morgan, Street Profits, some of the other guys, some NXT, some TNA, some AEW. There's a mix, and Derice was there. And I think Derice was there because he knows Amanda, who we met with him at Wembley, which is the late, great Brody Lee's wife. And she's there, obviously, with Brody Lee Jr. So I was like, I could actually just message. And during the Stag, I was like, maybe we could just go to, not you, maybe you should. I should go, the big man here, he's only had a couple sessions. And I just want to see how Natty deals with you. But no, I was thinking for me, Joe and Kieran. But then I was like, when you got a short amount of time and stuff like that, it might not be the trip. But he was saying it, and I was just like, God, why haven't I? We know so many people now. And it's like, I think Pete's opened up a school, the Grizzled Young Vetch. And people go in there work out. And I was just like, I don't know. I didn't even think about it. But I think at this point in the show, Bruno, we do need to, in you come. No, I'm joking. We do need to reflect on the year, though, for the Peppercorns. We do. This is a full calendar year. No episodes missed.
No episodes missed. I haven't, to this point of recording, full transparency, last week's visual is not uploaded. The audio is there, right on cue, perfect, but the visual isn't there. That's because I just haven't got out to get some Wi-Fi, mate.
Gotcha. That's mad, isn't it?
But we did reflect on the 50th episode and the year one. It's all come around quite quickly. It will now obviously spread out because of how math works, but so we'll have a little bit more room between celebrations. But I like the year in reflection.
Yeah, and as well, it's weird, isn't it? Because we did 50 episodes, 52 episodes. Is this 52?
Yeah.
No, this is 50.
This is 57.
Yeah. So it's well over a year, obviously, but it's nice to just go. And you haven't missed an episode. I've been on every episode, but I've not been on every episode, if that makes sense. I've been there somewhere.
Just about.
But the full calendar year, we didn't manage to get the boys on this year.
No, that's one thing that I am annoyed about. I didn't push them too much, but 2025
pushing them.
I'm heating up that rod a little bit more.
Maybe a sexto. Heating up my rod. Yeah, no, I think we got to get him on next year, at least in some capacity, even if it's like links or
I'm
something.
Gonna drag him in. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we just got to force it. The thing is, at this point in our world, is if you had said to 14-year-old Bruno and 14-year-old Scott that we'd have a podcast that two people that aren't on it, but they happen to be on SmackDown, we wouldn't understand what had gone on in the world that had happened. But no, not just that. Even the stuff around it, like me talking about the dungeon and having regular trips, obviously, to go see them in the States or whatever. All this stuff, the connections we have that we could get on this podcast is quite mad. And we just haven't used it. And there's something nice about that because we haven't gone, could you sort us out, Rhea Ripley or something? But we've gone, but we've gone a year now. I think we've built up good reference there. Now it's time to completely pull from the chest. I want all of it. Get me the best guest you can find at work. Go to work and find us a guest. That's what I'm going to say to them.
Do you want me to go to my work and find a guest?
I'd love that. Honestly, I think if you could get like Craig from Accountings, I think I'd be like, this is a fun one.
Do you know, like, there's a whole thing going around where it's like, it's a bring your friend to.
Oh, sorry, I missed
that. Bring your friend to work day, so your friends can actually put names to the thing. And then also see what you're like in a work environment too.
Yeah, you should bring little Joe when he comes.
Yeah,
when he's down there with his mustache and his Orioles jacket, and he's got a fistful of cards. That's fun. We should do a bring your friend to work day out in the Peppercorn next year. We should. So we all bring up one friend,
but one friend from work that can actually like attest to what you're like more on a week to week basis,
Yeah, someone.
I'll probably bring. To be honest, I'd probably bring my current boss.
Who's that? I was saying giving away too much.
No, he's just a dude, but
is he the one always here on Zooms? Same guy,
might be, yeah, because we're the ones that talk the most in our meetings. Like it's like a podcast. Like he'd be the most chatty, and he'd be the most like forthcoming about me. So yeah,
he's quite pro you, I bet, as well.
Of what he knows. He's not like pro me.
Isn't it funny though how
he calls me out?
Oh, okay.
Like,
well, at least someone's doing it.
We have quite a good relationship. Hey, I'm very humble. I call myself out, all right?
Stay humble. What was I going to say? My dad didn't know about that, and I showed it to him, and he's taken Haaland out of his fantasy team. He goes, he's rubbish anyway, but he's never going back in. Not now. And
did he? I can't, honestly, that is karma at its finest.
It's mad, isn't it? Like, since that day, it just couldn't have got worse. Yeah, I was going to say, you were saying about him calling you out. Oh, no, I was going to say, when you're talking to other people, it's interesting, isn't it? How, if you're in a group chat, you could really not lay into someone, but you're kind of relatively, like if we're talking about Alex in the chat or something, like we're in the chat, this is not behind his back or anything. But everyone,
Alex, we absolutely go in on you behind your back.
Naming your sex. We kind of make out like he'll put like something up and you'll be like, that's erratic, that's so Alex, whatever. But then like if you were talking to someone, they're like, oh, who's Alex? What's he like? Like a new person. You'd put him over to the moon. Yeah. It's so weird how we're like, ginger. And then there's someone's like, how's Bruno? I was like, honestly, best looking guy I know. He'll make you the perfect meal. I mean, he's just so happy, blah, blah, blah. And then like we were together and I was like, you just got no motivation. You're so frustrating. And then someone else walks in. I was like, he's the cuddliest guy, lovely beard, like gorgeous eyes. Just like it's so mad. I was just like,
hey, that's friendship, though, isn't it?
It is exactly what it is. It's family. It's more than friendship. It's
like
family.
I had so there's another guy that I worked with a while ago. I'm very close with. It's like I'll rip into you all I like, and it's like a love language, but anyone outside wants to take a pop.
Yeah, you can't do it. Not
nah.
Like Mama Bear. I should have said Papa Bear, really. I don't know why I said Mama Bear. I just assume Mama Bears are actually... Mama Bear's more aggressive. Jamie, bring that up.
I think they are. I think they are.
Do you remember that clip of Rogan when he was like explaining like an attack? And he's like... I think that's mad. I love when people do stuff like that. It's the best. Jamie, bring that up.
Jamie, 2025 we're gonna get a Jamie.
We need a Jamie, yeah. Who could it be? Because you're the most tech-savvy. Originally,
Yeah,
you were going to be Jamie. Now you're the main guy.
I had this full transparency in an interview that I had recently, and I was like, I had to go out of my comfort zone for this. So Peppercorn's out there, you're welcome. Because I initially didn't want to be the on-screen talent. Obviously, I am the star of the show. So like they knew where their bread was buttered. Yeah.
We both just wanted to talk about bread and butter, I think, then. I'm so hungry.
But I didn't want to be on screen. But I had to come comfortable with it. So that's a massive thing that I have undertaken in 2024. But yeah, it is trying to find the me behind the scenes. Yeah. Because I need to have someone that's like can understand me.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be impossible. Like, you're gonna have to do both. Yeah. Originally, the kind of premise was non-signed poor tag team, rich SmackDown tag team, conversing about life. But Bruno's there to be like the impartial, like I know everyone involved, and he like brings it all up. He produces, he talks. That was the original plan, but then those two just are too big for us. So
I know they actually did big time us, but hey, we're the stars now, so they have to come and join us at our level of podcasting. That's what I'm thinking anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been. I think the year's been good. I think it's steady, and I think as well getting to like 100 episodes is so big on podcasts. Like we talk about Basement Yard, who are just stealing our stuff every week now at this point. I think he said he didn't make money on the podcast until episode, it was like 290 or something, and he said it was bare minimum. And now they're on like episode 390.
It just explodes.
Yeah.
It generally, like, as soon as you start getting, TikTok. Let's hope for another. Should we hope for another COVID then? Fingers crossed.
I think we should do it different ways. Like, I think if we didn't have the epidemic, but I mean, like we still like took off, it'd be really cool.
The thing that I keep seeing to do with COVID, and really the only thing that I've really seen this week, like again in full transparency, I was like, Scott, have you anything for this week? Because I haven't really got much to bring to the table, so I'm slacking a little bit. But the one thing I kept seeing was, do you remember at Christmas when you had your family around and like the police came to break it up? Just asking for a friend of like if that service is still available.
It's mad. I guess you rang the police then.
Yeah, they're done. They've dispersed.
You seem like you're having a quiet Christmas. I think your calendar's wide open.
My calendar is.
Are you actually doing
very
anything?
Wide open.
Did you do anything on Christmas? Is what I meant to say. Sorry.
No. I didn't do anything.
Oh, okay.
No.
I had a great time.
Just a chilled one, you know.
I don't think it's the worst thing. As long as you're doing stuff like if you sat in your pants, if you were sat in your pants playing Fortnite, and you had not even a turkey sandwich, I'm talking. Ooh. Do you know what I mean? Like you just were like, it's another Wednesday. I'm just not working. I think that's wrong because a couple of years ago you did that, and you were like, I shouldn't have done that.
I know. I did. I am going back on.
What you said.
I said I wouldn't have done it, but circumstances have, and it's been. I don't know why, but it's been a bit of a mental year anyway.
I feel that way. Yeah.
I feel like I haven't had a prolonged period off as well.
Yeah.
So
you haven't had a holiday this year, so have you?
It's just annoying that it's come obviously over Christmas, and then I just kind of want to do nothing and just reset. But it does make me look like a little bar humbug, and I'm not. And I cannot wait for the times where like I will go like full ham for Christmas. Like when I do Christmas, I will do.
Yeah, but you don't have to have ham as well. You can have turkey. You can have.
I know you can have whatever you want.
Goose,
but. Does this Christmas feel as Christmas? Stop it!
You're not allowed to say that, are you?
No, you can't. No.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have to bleep that. You should have heard what you said.
Oh no.
R.I.P. the Queen.
Yeah, of course. By the way, if he bleeped it, I didn't mention the Queen. It was a swan. Just so you're looking, because otherwise it sounds mad. Yeah.
Welcome to what you do to me on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
But does this feel as Christmassy this year to you?
we're literally having a conversation with Lissy and her mum, coming back from Christmas. We were on Christmas Eve shopping, and like not shopping as in like presents or anything, but just getting a couple extra biscuits, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Sending out whatnot cards.
Getting those pastries, mate.
Yeah, getting some pastries, getting a coffee. And I said, I was like, for about 5-6 years, I've not felt, because I think with Christmas, I said, we've got the decorations up. There's lights everywhere. There's movies on everywhere you turn at the minute, like on the TV. There's Christmas music. I still can't, I see it all, but I don't feel, I don't know if it's the magic of Christmas, but I don't know what it is. But I feel it's just kind of, it's another day, but there's other stuff happening. But I don't feel it deep down. I don't know if that makes any sense. I just don't feel. I can't feel it.
I have a feeling that this will be the last time that you feel like this for a while.
So this is what people are telling me is this could be my last one. So I should probably enjoy it for just being. No, I know what you're saying, but I mean, I think also enjoy it for like just eating whatever at any time. But sleeping would be a good one as well.
Yeah.
But no, it will be. It'll change. And I think that's kind of a big part of growing up, I guess, is usually we're all old. So we've had 5 or 6 Christmases beyond the point where most people would have had kids, and then you feel Christmas through them.
Yes. Yeah.
And we've stayed at the party until 5-6 a.m. I mean, the party's it's not happening anymore. It's quite sad.
We have an Irish. Yeah, we have an Irish goodbye.
We're lingering. And we're shadow boxing in the kitchen and talking about nonsense. That's where we are.
Yeah, nothing good happens after 2 a.m.
No, exactly. Everyone else left at 2 and was like, yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
And they keep coming back for 2 and we're still there.
Yeah.
That's, I think, that natural progression. I think with things like Christmas, Halloween, I think, because like I said, it's not about the listening and the hearing of it. It's the actual feel. You need to feel it. And I think with us, like, you're not going to go to sleep thinking, like, oh, I can't sleep. I need to get up. And that's gone. But, once you do have kids, things like that, I guess it comes back around where you're living it through them. Like, oh, I remember all this. This was the best. And you see the joy and all that. The elation of Christmas. I was watching a Stick to Football, and Gary Neville, his... I thought it was so funny. But the thing is, I kind of agree with him. That's the weirdest part.
You get to a point and then you just want Boxing Day football. Like, we've always said for a while, Boxing Day is better than Christmas.
Oh, Boxing Day's the best. Christmas Eve's okay. Christmas Day is like, the first 2-3 hours are really fun because you're like, you open gifts, you have a bacon sandwich, you have a coffee, whatever. And it's like, this feels, no matter what happens, that's the only day that actually makes you go, something's different. Unless in Bruno's case, you're just playing some Fortnite or something. But it also sounds just as lovely, but in different ways. But you do feel it. And then it gets to that bit where you think you make dinner. Once the dinner happens, everyone's just knackered. And there's not great TV, i.e. this year, Gavin and Stacey finale. Unbelievable, wasn't it, Bruno? But
absolutely incredible. But you had something to look forward to. But usually you're just like, where's the football? Let's open up a tin and enjoy Boxing Day. And there's less pressure on it, less food. You're having sandwiches. It's like the best food. That stuff I think is better. But Gary Neville was talking about it, and I kind of agree with him. It was because they couldn't believe that Ian Wright had champagne in the morning on Christmas Day. Oh, I would have champagne.
Yeah, and I was like, in our house, like Bucks Fizz or champagne is like a big starter of the day. Yeah. Again, I don't drink, but that it wouldn't be Christmas if my dad wasn't like, here's Bucks Fizz.
Offering.
Offering it to everyone.
Yeah.
And Ian Wright said, and then after he does all the presents in the morning, has a bacon sandwich, whatever. He's like, I'll go put on my best clothes. And that's what I do. I try to get dressed up.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
And I don't know why. It's just to make it, I think honestly, it's a way of like forcing it to feel different to another different Wednesday. I like it. But no, Gary Neville's one was mad. And New Year's, I also agree. I think New Year's is one of the most overrated things.
I'm at
the end of it, I think now. I'm like, it's not that I want to stay up and go, here's a new year. I'm not going to do it and then go straight to sleep. But what I do like is if like we're all together and we're watching music, I'm happy to stay up late. But I don't necessarily want to have to do like 10. It's like, it's just
that's over. But I just like enjoying Jules and some other music that are on. It's a little bit different. Yeah. But I don't think I've ever really got into that New Year's hype, really. No,
I also, people go out for it. So I all, fair play to them, but I mean, I couldn't think of anything worse than like really busy, really busy, highly priced, out of your house, and then once it hits like 1, you're cold, and you need to get home with busy roads and busy Ubers and everything. So I couldn't think of anything worse. Yeah, so I was going to say as well, what do you think is the best activity and or film between Christmas and New Year? Because I have a strong theory on the film.
Okay. I'll go food. Was it last year that I made those turkey and stuffing sliders?
Yes.
Was it in between that period last year?
Yeah.
They were
It might have been Boxing Day. It might have been chance of Boxing Day.
They were good. Film wise, I don't know, because I might actually crack on Harry Potter tonight. In full transparency, Christmas Eve, I might put on Harry Potter 1 because that makes me feel the most Christmassy
really?
ever. Yeah, it does. When it hits that winter scene, it fills my heart with joy, like this little cold heart of mine.
This little cold heart of mine, I'm gonna let it freeze.
I'm trying to think. I don't know, anything that is like a marathon type thing. I would crack open a Lord of the Rings or like trilogy, maybe even the Nolan Batman trilogy.
Yeah,
I would do that. It's that type of
box office
vibe for me. Yeah, what's the vibe for you? Because you said you have a perfect one, so I need to know how far off we are.
Well, I think
how incompatible we are.
No, I think there's a perfect film because I think the film is based for this exact period of time. I'm just saying the perfect time for me is to not watch any films because I couldn't care less. Just sport. But
it is sport, yeah.
It's The Holiday. I think The Holiday isn't a Christmas film or a New Year's film. I think it's for and it's set between Christmas and New Year's, so it's kind of made for it.
All right.
But I think that's the perfect film to put on because I don't think it's that Christmassy for pre-Christmas.
Probably not, no.
Full transparency, it's on downstairs. But it's also it's that period between. It's like a nice feeling, and if you're just sat around in the day, it's a nice daytime film. I don't like watching films in the daytime. I feel very uncomfortable about TV and film and stuff in the daytime. It freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah. You
got to earn that TV. Do you know what I mean? It feels a bit rotten. I don't know if that makes sense, but something in my heart. The thing is, I'll do it, and then at the end of it, I'm like, I get to 6, and I was like, I don't even want to watch TV. I don't deserve it.
But you need to earn your Fortnite then.
I got to earn it.
You're cranking that out all hours. Yeah. I bet you cracked open a monster today.
Cracked open a monster, did you say?
Yeah, cracked open a monster, and you had stuff to do today. Yeah. But normally it's crack open a monster, get in the lab.
Yeah, it has been for a while there. It's like, that's my main Fortnite time, is the early hours. Did I say early hours? Like 9 a.m. I think it's just because there's less stuff to do at that point, and then as the day goes on, because you know what it's like to play with me at Fortnite at the time we all play. Yeah. My character's floating somewhere else. There's a lot happening. But weirdly, I've not been playing much. I know it's been tough to get.
I have seen you've been a busy boy recently, and I did catch a little bit of your show last night.
Did you?
But I was like properly. I was a little bit out of it. So
were you drinking?
I came in and out of it. Yeah. I was absolutely on it. And
are you taking your again?
Yeah.
I was taking all
the.
Yeah. Oh my god! This is a good way of demonetizing. That was my fault. I apologize.
And no, you did a spot on job, mate.
I was very nervous.
You could,
yeah, you could tell. I kept saying I was terrified.
Hold on, I did have one question, and this can be blocked or not. Did you give a free giveaway the same thing to back people? I swear there was a Borussia Dortmund player that you gave, and you were like, I'm going to chuck in this card. And then a whole other thing went ahead. They bought a box, and you're like, I'm going to chuck in this card. And I swear it might have been the same card. I don't know.
I'm going to be honest. I had about 9 shicks. I don't even know who this player is, but that guy's card, I had a pile of number to kind of go through it. And I think I might have like 4 in a row. And yeah, there was 2 Xerxes as well.
Oh,
one guy bought a Xerxes and I put one up for a givey. It was only unnerving because usually Joe writes it down, and it happened to be 101 orders. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, and the giveaway would come in at the same time someone would buy it, and I had to write it down and put it with the pile.
Yeah.
And I had like piles all around me. But if I sneezed, it would have just destroyed the whole thing because I had little pieces of paper on top of everything. So when it finished, I took a picture of all of them so that I could kind of, if that one came off, I knew where they went. But no, it was all right. It was just a bit more. You have to think it'd be like, I'm going to run a box in a second. Let me do this. Whereas before, I'd be like, Joe, write that down.
Yeah.
Joe, write that down. But it went really well. It was the best one we've had, especially post bad case break.
Good crack.
Yeah, it was a good crack.
Yeah. You got your flowers in the group chat.
Yeah. I know when they were playing golf, they were too busy. They didn't even watch it anymore. I sold a Derrick Henry PSA 10 as well.
Did you?
Yeah, because there was people in there
How
that
much
really
for?
liked. I think it was only like 11 quid or so. I got it for less, so I've made a profit on it, but it should be worth way more.
Yeah, way more. Yeah.
Some people in there were
Is
like,
it Baltimore? Is it Ravens Henry or Titans Henry?
Titans.
Okay, fair.
But
Fair.
there was a couple people that really wanted NFL, so I started running them, and they were just buying the NFL. And then there was people in the chat like, Jesus, when are we going to stop with the NFL? And I was like, I don't know, but just that they want them, so I don't know what to do. So then I started running football, and no one was buying them, and I was like, I'll go back to the NFL.
Hey, you are very much a people pleaser, and you don't like that.
So scared.
You can't please everybody.
No.
All right, Bay, you can't please everybody.
That's a good thing to write down for next year. For my resolutions.
Yeah, you just got to do you. And yeah,
that's what's got you in your mess. This is cue me. 1 year later, I'm playing Fortnite on my own on Christmas. A lot's got to go wrong for that to happen.
Yeah,
which is really unfortunate. I was going to say about next year, like resolutions, things like that, because we do that. I guess we talked about this time last year because we were about to do it. But Paul's reached out to me about the predictions. I assume he's reached out to you.
He hasn't reached out to me about that specifically, no.
Oh, okay. He said yesterday or the day before he messaged me saying we need to do it New Year's Eve, maybe. And I said, yeah, I'm cool. And I said, Joe will be working, so it'll be you, me, and Bruno, I would have thought. And he was like, yeah, we'll do it. Because I think he said he's going to see you on Christmas Eve. Or
Or New Year's Eve, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant, New Year's Eve. So I think he said we'll do it.
We're getting our hair cut together.
He mentioned that, yeah. I didn't know if you wanted that brought up because you getting highlights or anything.
Yeah. Oh, I should.
I think you stand out enough. Stop it.
Do you know what? I saw the other day, there was something, and I was like, Lou would look, if he cut his hair and actually did the highlights in it, like in the future, I'm not sure I could stop myself.
From what? You catch yourself a case like that.
I know.
Yeah, you'd have to kiss the boy, would you?
I'd have to full on
kiss him,
mouth kiss him. Yeah,
it's snog him.
I think he'd look very good with short hair. I think he obviously.
Yeah, I think he can't wait for it. But I don't know. Maybe he's fallen in love with long hair. I don't know, but
maybe.
I feel like maybe he's ready for a cut his hair. But hey, you got a job and a standard to uphold and a presentation. Like Bruno, it's like you changing your look that you've had for 26 years now.
It's not been 26 years.
How long have you had that exact head? I would guess
probably a decade and a bit, maybe.
I reckon, 19 you already look like that?
I don't know what else to do. What can I do?
Grow down your in the hair, comments. Shave your head, have a different beard.
Let me know what would suit me. Yeah. I have in the background, at periodic times in the past 26 years tried to figure out a way that would be a good style for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the sweep over politician is nice, but
it's not a politician haircut, is it? This hair gets
up,
wild.
Yeah, it's up. It's more up.
Yeah.
You've just got cool hair. I think you should grow it. You should have like one of those like overgrown mullets, like Logan-y.
Yeah, but it gets so bushy. Like my hair grows really weird.
I don't know. You only know if you grow. The other thing is like your beard. Like, I mean, there's just no shape to it. I mean, you haven't even got like a beehive. You've not goateed it. I think you look badass with a goatee.
Maybe. If I do a goatee and shave my head, I'd look very much like my dad. Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing. That's badass.
No, it's not. But
you look like a politician. You're like a real boy.
I'm keeping hold of the hair as long as I can.
That's fair. Yeah, we're going to do the New Year's resolutions, I think, then. But next year's one's going to be interesting because this year I made 8 resolutions. And I went for it today, and I think I got 4 out of 8, which I don't think is too bad. 50-50.
That's a decent batting average, yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously I do that thing now where I write down everything that happened in the year.
You do.
I like that. The first thing written, I looked for it yesterday just to kind of get my head of like what's happened this year.
Mm.
And the first thing said Bruno's New Year's Day soup. That's all it said.
I made the soup, didn't I, mate? I made that soup and then I left. And then that was a horrid drive home.
Was it?
I remember that fondly, yeah. You
remember it fondly? So you liked it?
No. No, it wasn't a fond memory of that one. The time before was very fond, but I was driving home and it was torrential downpour from the minute that I started to the minute that I got home. It was horrific. The M4 was disgusting. Exhausting
as well.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, that's the first thing written down is Bruno's New Year's Day soup.
Mm. Obviously, and then you went on a soup cleanse for a couple. I did
3 days. Yeah, I had 1 bowl of soup a day and water, and didn't have anything else. And it was potentially the worst 3 days of the year, really. Yeah, no, I felt like I needed it after Christmas because I'd binged. But this Christmas I haven't really overly binged. I've definitely opened a couple tins. Biscuits.
Yeah, you're subject to a couple tinnies.
Oh, I love biscuits.
You don't open up the proper tinnies. You open up the biscuit tinnies.
Biscuit tinnies, yeah. A load of biscuit tins and maybe 1 too many Diet Cokes, but there's some NFL football on Christmas Day, which is quite nice.
It's a big.
Yeah, and talking to Netflix guys, we should promote it here because it's Peppercorn. Do you know what's storming Netflix on January 6th? It's Raw. Where you can catch the boys potentially if they get transferred because there's a transfer. I don't know.
I don't know when that's happening.
By the way, that's no inside information. I'm just saying.
No.
They've done a Netflix advert. That's all we know.
I know. I tried to get information out of them. They weren't forthcoming.
They kayfabe us.
They do.
They kayfabe us about this whole podcast. That's why they were in this mess.
Yeah, they. True. We don't know when that transfer window is open till. Is it all of January? Like, we're going to get Ted White, what's his name, Jim White, on the 30th of January to 31st?
If Ted White comes out and does it as well, that'd be mad. I don't know what's going on with that transfer window. I know Logan Paul's been transferred. Other than that, something else has probably happened. I just don't remember. But either way, make sure you check out Netflix because we can advertise that because they're connected.
I'm 100% watching that live.
Yeah, I think the first one has to be because it just looked. Apparently, they wanted like Mania level. So
annoyingly, I go back to work that day.
Oh wow!
So
and that's. Well, you go back on the Tuesday or on the Monday?
No, I go back on the Monday.
And then you'll be okay. God, you got a bit of time off as well. How's that feeling?
It's all right. It's only another week and a bit. It's been quite nice, to be honest. We're a week in now.
Is it a week now?
Yeah, at the end of today, it'll be a week.
Oh, nice. That's close to 3 weeks, isn't it?
It was 2.5 weeks.
Oh, nice. That's a good period of time. Is it feeling nice? Like, do you feel like are you bored?
The annoying thing is, my sleep patterns have been horrific.
Yeah, it'll only get worse with no routine. It'll only get worse.
Yeah, I know.
You need a dog or a partner. That's what you need.
Yeah. All right, 2025.
You'll get both of those things.
Yeah.
A dog can also be your best friend. So
I can't do the dog.
Yeah, he doesn't like dogs, guys. Talking to dogs, the dog of the week this week. I just want to bring up a few dogs for you.
Yeah, you do. Hey, no! Don't leave that on a cliffhanger. Like I love dogs, and I am a selfish human being, so I am not going to have a dog until I'm in the right space to have a dog.
That's fair.
Because I will be there for it.
Yeah, he's not the father you grew up with or something. It's the father that stepped in. What's that statement? Anyway, he's that guy. What we talking? Dogs of the week. I wanted to do dogs of the week, not dog.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is this year we had a lovely donation of about 300 Tupperwares of Christmas dinners for the dogs. So this year in the freezer we have all these Christmas dinners. So
there's 290 now because Big Man's taken a couple.
You eating them? Like, that's how much he hates the dogs. He steals them. I'm joking.
I'm not the one in Wales, mate.
You're not the one in Wales. I haven't stolen any. What's that? I don't know what that's about.
That's it.
What's happening? I feel like there's an in-joke and I don't know.
I was just carrying on the group chat joke where it's like, are these all dog meals or?
Yeah, well, we can have some.
The points?
They're just human foods. So it's like it looks decent. But
I'm going to put a snippet of you saying that you're going to take it, and it's completely out of context, mate.
That's what you do. You look for a moment.
In right now, yeah.
That's the only TikToks I got. You put 6 up a year, and all of them are just to try and frame me in some way. No, there's 300 meals that are going to get given to the dogs 2 days ago on Christmas Day. I don't even know when this is out, so it happened. But they get a Christmas dinner. But there's a couple dogs I wanted to add because Ricky and Margate this is their second Christmas in a row at Many-Tiers. And to experience 2 in a rescue, I think we've already done Margate as a dog of the week. But I'm going to do Ricky and Margate, who are kenneled together. They're lovely little dogs. They'll be having their second Christmas at the rescue. And another dog I wanted to add was Pandora, who is a husky, who I think we've also had. They've been there a very long time now. And again, it's another Christmas. So I want to add Margate, Ricky, and Pandora. And then have a look on the website. It'll be underneath this video because there's so many dogs there at the rescue at the minute. There is another one called Bruno that Bruno's maybe thinking about. He's already gone. He went to a home.
Hey, when a Bruno is on the market, they just get snapped up.
They do.
All right?
He was at the rescue a whole 3 days and he's gone. Aww. And then you think of Ricky and Margate who've been over 400. So sometimes things just happen. They fall through the cracks or people feel a certain way about certain breeds. Or there is a Bocker and a Cocker. And then we've got a Husky and Pandora. But all lovely dogs. So if you look at the website, have a scroll through. There is about 300 dogs there in a minute. So,
bless. Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure we did a dog of the week this week because I felt awful that they're at the rescue still.
I know we haven't had a dog of the week in a few weeks, to be honest. So yeah, always that link is always in our description as well because we're very passionate about that.
Have you got any actual real resolutions for your next year? Like, is there anything you? Because we've got a couple of things in. Peppercorn obviously is going to go from strength to strength. We got the Stag. You're at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I'm having. What else is happening? I want to see what you do with that. Really.
That's all on you, brother.
Yeah, it is. What else is there? There's things that are like kind of are actually happening. You're going to a couple gigs, aren't you?
Yeah, at this moment in time as well, I'm going to a Day to Remember solo dolo, and that's kind of exciting and obviously nerve-wracking. No, Alex isn't going to that one. But we're going to try and do back somewhere in London. I think it might be Brixton.
Okay. What month is that? Is that near October, isn't it?
June.
That's a bad time for me.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to because there's a few things. We've got the Stag. It'd be interesting if I think we should got to try and get some kind of episode done together.
We'll try and get the one in America. I in a way, I was actually thinking about this, like, do I travel light or do I travel like it's tough? I think because it's like it's a Stag. I think you just travel light and we'll just see what we can do. I think it's funny. Yeah, I think it's just fun. There's something about I'm taking a rucksack. I'm not even to take a hand luggage. Of course. Yeah, I'm just gonna take a backpack. I'm gonna have to pay for luggage, aren't I? Why are you taking luggage 4 days? Yeah, because what are you taking? Taking a bike? Yeah. Just take a hand luggage. You can use mine. Give me one because that fits perfect. Okay. Because that's just hand luggage. You don't need to get any. It's 4 days. You don't need luggage. I'm not taking extra clothes. The bag's only for my fleece in case I get chilly. Everything else we'll figure out. Bruno's Bass Pro. We'll buy our clothes out there. It'll give you a reason to buy some clothes. Basically, day one, we're all going to go to Bass Pro and we're going to get those. You can get those overalls that are camo. Yeah. And we're going to just wander around in that. Which is quite sick. It's also very scary for everyone else. Because if 6'4" Bruno walks in with overalls, I think everyone's freaked. I don't want to get shot. Yeah. That's the worry. What's the Top Golf? You just playing Top Golf in overalls? I quite like that. It's a good look. I like that. I like that a lot. I pull my trousers up like 3/4 lengths like I'm Bruno in 2006.
2006 was way too late. That was way too late. You weren't wearing 3/4 lengths in 2006.
No, I was 2002, 2003 at the latest.
Yeah, dare I say 04? When you were with Sarah, were you wearing 3/4 lengths? When we did our gig, were you wearing 3/4 lengths?
No, I was wearing
because there was a crossover, wasn't it?
jeans.
Because bald-headed Bruno had 3/4 lengths, but black emo hair Bruno, there was like a month. I feel like there was a month where you still wore 3/4 lengths, but you had the new hair.
I did, yeah.
But then it phased out to like baggy trousers. Were you one of the guys that had the bum out when you wore trousers? Were they low?
Of course I did.
I couldn't remember you
have
having...
my bum out now. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, but it's not a choice anymore. We're just getting old and large.
Yeah. I've never put my trousers up to my waist ever, really. I don't think.
I think, and I've said this on the podcast before, I think the area between my perineum and my waist is too big. It's too vast. I think that's an area that's too long. Like I've got a long body anyway. Yeah. But for example, if I wear like like certain trousers, to get them to sit weird. On my waist, everything is so hoiked up that I'm like, you can see 00 and 7. Yeah. So I'm thinking I have to pull them down like 2 inches to kind of give that room. But naturally, therefore, it's like, it's not halfway across my bum, but it's like, it's not at the, it's in that weird area. Whereas if I like bend over, it's going to slide down. The back's going to do that more. I don't know if I've just got weird. Proportions.
You don't have a weirder thing as me, as you like to take pictures of me when I'm not looking.
No. Yeah, go on.
Of my my back, shall we say?
Is it crack or back?
Politely. Both. I think you've said once that you can't distinguish one to the other.
Well, C4 has both of them. So I'm like, if you work up the vertebrae, we're trying to figure out where we're at. But I mean, I liked it when the other day you pulled your trousers up much higher.
When did I do that?
You pulled them up over here, like above your belly button. So I said, is it more comfortable if you pull up your belly button? And after that, I was like, I don't like that at all. I don't like it. Yeah, because I do it. I pull mine over my belly, and it feels better. But when I see it, I'm like, oh, that's not good. I shouldn't do that. Yeah, I should just lose weight. There you go. That wasn't just to you.
That's probably the moral of the story for me. Yeah, but I don't think even if I lost weight, that I'd pull them up to where it's meant to be. It forever. My waistline is where the highest it will go.
Okay, I like that. You've set a precedent. There's the mold.
Yeah.
Break it. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right before we go to our stag, should we all completely alter the way we look? Like shave our heads, beards, everything? Just so it's really confusing. You like that?
What do you want to do? Should we pull it out of a hat of who has to do what?
Yeah. I want you to have a mustache and bald head. And wear like Bronson looking glasses.
Oh God.
Can you imagine you like that?
I'd never get back in the country.
No, you won't. I don't think you get out of the country.
Yeah, I don't. No, I don't want to do that.
No, I don't think we should.
I do want to change my style. At this point, I got a really nice country shirt in the back.
Oh, is it one of the guys with the?
I wait. It's close to that. It's more of a Luke Holmes shirt. Sorry.
Oh, like a gas station-y type.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Colt Cabana used to sell one of them that I really wanted. That said Colt here.
Yeah.
And it was like short sleeve, but have you tried it on? Does it look right?
I've tried it on. It looks nice, yeah.
Could we say that you could be wearing it next week on the podcast when you change your style?
I'll wear it next week for our New Year's episode, yeah.
Next week's episode, which is full transparency, will be filmed in 2024 but all about how we feel in 2025.
Yeah.
It's quite scary, that's a scary thought.
That's mental, yeah. Yeah, that was strange. I wish we could make it so Paul was on this podcast for the New Year's resolutions, but we just can't, unfortunately.
I think some of the comments on there shouldn't be on a podcast as well. I think some... Well, I'm interested because I don't even remember doing it last year.
Yeah.
Do you?
I haven't looked. I haven't looked. It's in my... I have it this year because there's been a couple of years where we've got to it. We're like all eager to get there, and I'm like, this is 2023. This is like 2 years ago.
I was going to say, do you remember doing it last year? Because you were with us. I don't remember us doing it.
We did it in that room.
Oh, in this room?
we did it in this room, in that room that you're in. Yeah.
Okay.
I slightly remember doing it. I think Paul was in a car. He was working.
It was a quicker one.
No, he wasn't. He was in one of the offices.
That's right. Yeah, I do remember that. Weirdly, the one I remember before that is Tayville in Joe's room on the white sofa.
Yeah.
And I think that was 2021, going into start 21. And then Issues was going to 24. Don't remember the three in between.
Nothing.
I remember one thing.
Nothing will ever beat the one where we went to the Winchester Coffee Roasters.
Oh, and you and I nearly fainted.
We all hopped up on coffee. And full transparency as well, I slid my way into these New Year's resolutions because this was definitely a you and Paul thing for a good 5 years, I'd say, maybe 5-6 years. And I, the little jealous bunny, was like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Yeah. I'll get involved.
I think the first time we did it was 2007.
Yeah.
God, that's mad. It's like 17 years of it. But it was essentially Paul and I would go to the gym on New Year's Eve, sit in the car park of Evo, and we'd just chat about what we thought stuff would happen. There was nothing else. It was just like, what's your year going to hold? What's your year going to hold? What do you think in our group of friends? Anyone's going to do anything weird? Nah. All right, cool, bye. Then the next year was like, we should have a coffee when we do that. We went to Alsford Coffee or whatever. And then 2 years later, I think Joe was in on one randomly and we were in Alsford. And then the next year, Bruno was like, we should be writing this stuff down. You should write that stuff down. And then Bruno joined. And then there's Excel sheets. So, but we do all sorts. We guess the Premier League winners. We guess what our friends are, what they could do, what we could do. Super Bowls, all sorts. There's so many things like that when you look back, that's why I like doing it, just because when you look back at it now, even with your own resolution, because I write them down now, my head is in such a different spot sometimes. Like sometimes you'll be like, I think at the start of this year, one of them was to grow something. I can't remember what it was. YouTube. But pretty instantly, like 2 weeks into the year, I decided I was going to start Gunna's Rouse on TikTok. And I was going to grow that. So I altered it after like 2 weeks of the year going, grow TikTok. Because looking back at it, so why was I even thinking about YouTube? Like, because we hadn't done YouTube for a while. And obviously my head was in a certain space. But then when you look back, you're like, what was I thinking? Like, what was in my head? But it has been a mad year. Like, as far as me as a person, I mean, Wembley was this year in Cardiff with AEW. We had this podcast all year, Gunners all year, started Simon's podcast with him. As far as those things, Whatnot was a new thing that came in the last few months. There was a Elm Prince special that had been telling me to do this since February, and it took until October before we started kind of getting involved in November selling. Off the top of my head, I can't remember everything, but it's been a weird, like when I looked through, I had a little scroll through my notes and I was like, that was this year. Like we had Pax this time last year.
That's mental.
Pax passed away in January this year. So like, it's the first Christmas without him. So it's like, it's a weird one because I can't even, that feels like it happened so long ago.
It did, yeah.
But
it does feel.
It was just in the January. And I think, again, that's probably what we talk about, like Christmas spirit and stuff, is definitely there was a lot of deaths around Christmas for about 4 or 5 years running that just so happened to keep happening. I think maybe I just lost the interest in it. But that happened this year. And I was just like, that's mad. And fostered Poppy that Bruno basically fostered. I had Friday for 5 weeks. I went away twice to America, Orlando and Philly. Yeah. Joe went away, got in a hurricane. So like when you look at it, you're just like, my God, that was all this year. And like the Wembley thing is obviously the cherry on the top. Because I'd started this year, it was a goal, but I didn't think it was really attainable.
Yeah.
And it happened because, full transparency, I wrestled Fuego del Sol and Coyote Ugly, which again, the Coyote Uglies hadn't happened this year. It was a new thing this year, and that feels like it's been a few years. So
mate.
Yeah, to do that, I said that to Lissy's mum the other day. She was talking about how much she loves the film Coyote Ugly, and I was like, I've danced on that bar and hit the wrench against the thing, and Joe's had the Hell No H2O and waterboarded essentially, and she was like, that's mad. And I was like, yeah, you forget sometimes. And then Lainey Wilson was there like 2 days later, and I was like, this is such a weird.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Weird old world. So yeah, it's been a busy one.
Unfortunately, we're not going to get Lainey in our life for a little bit, are we?
No, especially not Wilson. But who knows? It's 2024. I think you got that gag. But anyway, I'll explain that afterwards. I reckon that one. But no, it's been a busy, chaotic year, and I can only imagine next year's going to be thrice as much.
Yeah, mate, it's gonna be a wild one.
There's so much to happen next year. Yeah. And Joe's getting married as well. We got to do a podcast from the wedding.
Yeah, we do.
We got to do a stag one, a wedding one, and maybe one that involves me in some capacity.
Wow. Yeah. That's gonna be gnarly. Because what day is that on? Is that on like a Thursday or a Friday?
What one? The wedding is. Don't know. I don't know what it is. It might be a Friday.
All right, we'll figure out.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a busy couple of weeks. Whilst I'm in Vegas next year, you're gonna have to learn to edit because I can't edit whilst I'm in Vegas, mate.
Did you learn to edit? I do loads of these podcasts. I just put it up.
All right, no. But the visual part of
I know. I will. As long as I've got a little template of what you use, like as in the graphics, I'll be absolutely fine.
I need you to learn DaVinci Resolve is what I need you to learn.
Honestly, even you saying that's made me freak out a little bit. DaVinci Resolve, what is that? A math equation? It's
a free editor. You can pay for it, but there's the free version is pretty decent.
Yeah, iMovie I've heard is really good as well.
You won't be able to.
I won't be able to get the files in there. I don't think. I know. Do you know how I know this podcast is very aggressive in the edit? Is when you download it, it takes a while. Like even on good Wi-Fi, the actual podcast takes a minute, and like the file size is huge. And I'm always like, sometimes I just like I wake up and I'm like, oh, it's I'll re-download it or something because I want an extra number, and I'll just do it. And I was like, it just sits there, and like, at the same time I'm downloading my other podcasts for like the day, and I just like zip, and I was like, what's in there?
Yeah,
it's because if you look deeper, it's hidden messages.
It is. I've crafted a very subliminal message through this entire year. If anyone can crack it, they will get £1 million.
From Bruno's, that's his trust fund.
Yes.
Do you know what's weird? In the last like 10 minutes, your mic has done that thing where every time you're not talking, it goes dead silent.
Good.
But
I'm glad.
The first 45 minutes, it just had constant noise. So I felt quite comforted that I could hear your apartment.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like so like now
maybe there's something going on in the background, but I hope not.
It's picking something up, maybe like trying to get rid of it. But I was like, I can hear like just a slight ambience of your life. Not even now I can. But in the last 5 minutes, it went, and every time it does it, I'm like, oh, I've lost connection.
Hey, my apartment is dead calm right now.
That's what they say about Christmas. Is it's all about being alone and quiet. That's the Christmas.
I know.
I know. That is the face of someone who knows he's in the wrong here. No, he's not in the wrong, by the way. It sounds lovely. There was one thing I wanted to do before we go, and I'm not trying to set myself up for the end bit. There was actually something I wanted to say. When you're in Vegas, it might have been that. It was to do with us going away. I can't remember what it was. It was something I thought about what we need to do. We should take each person that goes. I think there's 5 of us going, 7 total. Everyone needs a disposable camera.
Cool. I like
one
that.
each, and you get as many. You can only have one roll of film, so it's just one disposable. Get through your 30 pictures or whatever it is, and we'll only get them done the day before the wedding. And at the wedding, like on Hangover, we'll sit at the end of the day, and we'll sit and we'll go through them. That sounds like a good idea, because you don't know what people have taken, and you don't know what's going to be in there, and you don't know what's going to happen.
You can, because there's a lot of things at weddings now where people like do a QR code and you take pictures and it's like it's got an effect on it and then it all goes into one album.
Oh, that's cool.
But I like the idea of the authenticness, because then we can they're just for us. We make a little booklet out of it, Yeah.
No, I like that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good time. I know that. I need to sort out these baseball tickets because young Elton Prince was going to send me his card because of he hasn't got around to it. But it's only because SeatGeek's really weird.
He's playing too much golf, mate.
He's playing too much golf. But no, the SeatGeek thing is really odd because when I was there, I was standing outside. I could hear Rhea Ripley's music for WrestleMania Night 1. And I was buying tickets outside the venue on SeatGeek, and it kept going. this is a UK account. You can't buy that in America. And then when you're in England and you buy an American ticket, it has to be on an American card. I was just like, you're making this way too difficult for people to give you money. Yeah. And if you're going to use SeatGeek, guys, use TBA Wrestling for $20 off your first order. And go to Whatnot and check out the Peppercorn Sports Guide. We need a Peppercorn SeatGeek code.
We do. The I need these royalties coming in. All right.
Yeah, I'm on salary now, I think. What else is there? We should listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, and Amazon Music. It was a 5-star review. And on YouTube, we are the Peppercorn Boys still. It might be changing in the new year to maybe the Peppercorn Podcast or the Peppercorns or something. We might change it up a little bit.
I tried doing a little bit of playing around with our logo and stuff like that the other night. It's tough, man. It's tough. I might have. That's why, full transparency, I asked a couple of weeks ago in the group chat, I was like, boys, can you help a brother out? You give me 5 nouns that describe the Peppercorns. Dead silent. And Scott came in and was like, Bruno, Joe, Lewis, Sam. Didn't help me out. And absolutely.
But they are 5 nouns.
One eye otter.
But they're 5 nouns. You asked for 5 nouns. I don't think you can describe the Peppercorn Boys better with 5 nouns than the 5 names of the guys involved.
It was annoying. But that was to help me with designing the logo and the outset of what the Peppercorn stuff. But it's all right. I'll have to.
Yeah. Why do I feel like I'm getting him? No, I'm the only one that gave you a really good answer.
I'll have to Thanos it myself and do it.
Yeah. I feel like you hit harboring a lot of hatred towards just me. Could you put this last bit in the group?
Yeah, okay.
Where you're calling everyone out, because I feel really I feel really singled out, and I feel really bad. I'm only joking. Skibidi, Merry Christmas, everyone.
You little victim. F*** off.
Let the people say